The most successful course creators aren't the ones who spent years perfecting their idea, but the ones who took action, launched their course, and then refined that course based on feedback from their students. I'm Amy Porterfield, ex-corporate girl turned CEO of a multi-seven-figure business. But it wasn't all that long ago that I lacked the confidence, the budget, and the time to focus on growing my small but mighty business. Fast forward past many failed attempts and lessons learned, and you'll see the business I have today. One that changes lives and gives me more freedom than I ever thought possible. One that used to only exist as a daydream. I created the Online Marketing Made Easy podcast to give you simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies to help you do the same. If you're an ambitious entrepreneur or one in the making who's looking to create a business that makes an impact and a life you love, you're in the right place, friend. Let's get started. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Online Marketing Made Easy. I hope your day is going amazingly well. Today, we're going to tackle one of the most important decisions that you're going to make as a course creator, which is choosing your digital course topic, your idea for your digital course. Now, for many of my students, this is where they get stuck. And the problem with that is this is the very beginning. So if you get stuck here, you're never going to create your course. So I'm on a mission to make sure that you get past this one major decision that will kickstart your digital course journey. And I need you to hear me right now. You will be able to get past this one. This is not something that should stop you in your tracks. You already have a digital course in you. You do not need more time, more education, more certifications, more experience. You already have a digital course in you. Likely you have a few different digital courses in you. I'm going to prove it today. But just know as you start to listen to this episode, you've already got it. You've already got it. And I'm going to uncover it for you here and help you kickstart it. But this by no means should be an area that stops you in your tracks, because once you figure this out, and you will, it will start to open so many opportunities for you in terms of getting that course completed and out into the world. Trust me on that one. But when I say some of my students get stuck here, it's because they spend hours, days, even weeks, maybe months trying to figure out the perfect course idea. And before they know it, again, like months have passed and they still haven't made any progress. Now, if that sounds familiar to you, if you've been thinking about a digital course for a while and you haven't really ran with it, then maybe this is you. And I just want to say that I actually think it's fear more than a lack of idea or the fact that you don't have a course in you. When something is new and scary and big, your mind is going to tell you all of the reasons that you shouldn't do it to protect you, right? Like that's human nature. So when you don't know how to create a course, you've never done it before, you have to worry, what if it doesn't work? Like everyone does before they create their course. Your mind could be like, yeah, and your idea isn't that good. It needs to be perfect. It's not. You need more time, experience, certifications, whatever it is. Like your mind is playing tricks on you. And that's why I wanted to make this episode. So if you've ever thought like, oh, I got to nail this course idea, it's got to be just exactly perfect. I want you to hear me right now. Your course idea doesn't have to be perfect. What's more important is that you take action and you start creating. Think about it. The most successful course creators aren't the ones who spent years perfecting their idea, but the ones who took action, launched their course, and then refined that course based on feedback from their students. If you want a perfect digital course, which kind of doesn't exist, but let's pretend it did exist. The only way that you are going to get to a perfect digital course is if you actually get it out into the world and you keep perfecting it over and over again. Teach that course multiple times, launch that course multiple times. Every time you launch your course after you created it the first time, you're getting closer to perfection. I mean, newsflash, you'll never make a course perfect. I've been doing the same course or promoting the same course since 2019. It's not perfect, but dang, it's so good. And it's so much better than when I launched it in 2019. which for the record, those who bought it in 2019, they always get the updates, which is one of the things I do with all my digital courses. So they have access to the best version ever, which is the 2024 version, which just came out this year. It's brand new, totally re-recorded. I added a brand new track for beginners that are starting from scratch. Like, it's a really great course. It would have never gotten as good as it is today if I didn't start it back in 2019. So I just want you to hear that courses evolve. So today we're going to break down the process of choosing your digital course topic into manageable steps, and we're going to use my sweet spot test to do it. Now, this framework will help you stop overthinking and help you start taking action. And here's what might surprise you. You're going to learn how to identify your course topic in record time and then give it a little test drive. Now, before we dive in, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever shared my podcast with another friend who's wanting to build a business or create a course or just advance or up-level their online business? Well, if not, would you mind grabbing this episode or grabbing a link to the podcast and just texting it or slacking it or sharing it with a friend? I do this podcast for people that want to build businesses. Like, that is my passion. That is my mission. So if I can get in front of more people to support their entrepreneurial journey, that's the best thing I could think of. So I'd be forever grateful. All right, my friend, to identify your business idea and truly understand what makes it unique and what sets you apart, I have a little something I like to call the sweet spot test. This test will show you when your business idea has potential because it hits the intersection of 4 key areas: your skills and know-how, a struggle, challenge, desire, or need you see in the world, your profit potential, and a topic that truly lights you up. So let's start with your skills and know-how. This is an area you already have experience in. Maybe you've headed up your diversity and inclusion committee at your 9-to-5 job, and you've seen just how important creating an inclusive environment is to the workplace, and you want to teach other people how you did it. Maybe you've learned to manage a chronic illness through lifestyle changes and self-care, and you know that others can benefit from this information. Or maybe you have your own business and you've developed strong project management skills and you could teach others how to manage their time and resources. Now, many people believe they need to be the expert of all experts to start businesses, but here's the truth. You don't. I can guarantee you there's a lot of people with very profitable businesses that are not the expert of all experts. I've said it so many times, and here's what I want you to hear. All you need is a 10% edge, meaning you just need to be slightly ahead or you have a slight advantage over those that you are going to teach, your potential students. So you don't need to know everything or have an advanced degree or gone to college even. You just need to have gotten results for yourself or for somebody else, customer, a client, a family friend, a peer, whatever it might be. So you've gotten results for yourself and for somebody else, and you're willing to teach how you got those results. So that first area, your skills and know-how, where you've gotten results. Now, the second area that I want you to think about is a struggle or challenge or desire or need that you see in the world. Now, if you already have an audience or an established business, you can look at what's naturally attracting people to you. Check out your most popular blog posts, social media posts. Are there any common themes or topics you could expand on? Are there common questions, comments, or DMs that you get all the time? What are people talking about in the comments? Or if you don't get a lot of comments yet because you're new in the online space, go to your competitor or someone teaching what you want to be teaching. What are people asking about? What are they struggling with in specific areas? Just to understand what people need and want based on the feedback they're giving. These are the strong indicators that there's a lot of interest in a topic, but your audience still needs more information. They still want to know more. They need help, which means there's a big opportunity for you to meet your audience needs with the digital course. And if you're just starting out, again, go join online communities around your topic. Get into groups. Check out comments from other people that you follow that are teaching what you want to teach. Like I mentioned, like there's a gold mine there. You've got to pay attention. And I always say, listen more than you talk. So if you can get quiet and really understand people's questions and complaints and struggles, you will absolutely uncover how your expertise can solve a problem. So again, there's 4 quadrants to the sweet spot formula. The first one is, where have you gotten results for yourself or for somebody else, and you're willing to teach those results? So what is your skill set? What is your knowledge? Where have you gotten great outcomes? That's that first quadrant. The second quadrant is, what are the challenges, the desires, the needs of your audience? Because you want your expertise to be aligned with solving a problem of the audience that you want to serve. So right there, that's how you make the connection between the first quadrant and the second quadrant. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're a writer and you've determined that you want to create a course related to writing. You're not exactly sure what specific area, but you know you want to create a course related to writing. So you start by joining a bunch of writing Facebook groups, and you want to just see what people are talking about. And as you scroll through the comments in the groups, you notice that many people are asking questions about how to write a compelling book proposal. They're asking things like, what should I include in my book proposal? Or how do I make my book proposal stand out from the competition? So you start to see a pattern emerge. Many people are struggling with writing a book proposal, and they're looking for advice on how to improve their chances of getting published. And a lot of people in the group chime in with their suggestions on what to do. And you look at their suggestions and you're like, they're good. But like secretly in your mind, you're thinking, actually, I know what they need to do. I know the step by step. I could really add value here. Now, just to be clear, you've identified a challenge, but you cannot solve that challenge unless you've had experience in it. So when I say you don't need to be the expert of all experts, you don't need to be top of your game. You don't need to be better than everybody else. And again, I've said it a million times, you don't need extra education or a certain certification to allow you to teach it. But you need to have successfully created a book proposal that has gotten good results. So you don't need to be a New York Times bestseller, but you need to have written book proposals that have gotten picked up, and the books have gotten published, and the books have done well, whatever that means to you. So that's the part that like we have to be in integrity. But that's the part right there. What I just said, some of you are like, oh, well, that's subjective. The books weren't on the USA Today list, so maybe I shouldn't teach this. But no, let's say you help someone write a book proposal and they got a book deal and they published it and they sold thousands and thousands of books. You're good, my friend. Like that is a success. You have to think about, what do people ultimately want? They want to get their book picked up, or they want to self-publish. But if they want to self-publish, they're probably not putting together a book proposal. So if they're putting together a book proposal and they want to get published by, let's say, a traditional publisher, and you've done that yourself, or you've helped someone else do it, then you are ready. You are ready to create a course. Those are the kind of things that I want you to think about, but don't be overly critical and like cut down your results or your outcomes and belittle them and think they're not big enough because you're comparing them to someone else. That's like that part that's hard for me to teach, but you've got to be careful of that. Okay, so let's say, yes, you've written book proposals, they've got picked up, whether for yourself or for somebody else, but you're good to go. So you start to read all the comments and you realize that you could create a course that teaches people how to write a compelling book proposal. And you're starting to think, look, you could include things like how to craft a strong synopsis, or how to create a compelling author platform, or how to research and identify the right publishers to submit to. All that stuff could go in there. But you could also create a course that focuses on a specific aspect of writing a book proposal, like how to create a strong pitch letter. So you could get really specific, or you could go broader. There's so many options here. And I'll be honest here, you could also utilize AI tools like ChatGPT to help you formulate specific ideas related to your general topic area. This is something I teach my students in my program, Digital Course Academy. Like, let's use ChatGPT where it matters. Let's not use it to create our whole course, because now you have a very generic, watered down course that's never going to do well. But if you use ChatGPT for things like this, like, here's an idea I have for a course. Here's where I think I'm going to go with it. Can you give me 3 ideas to XYZ? Like, I was recently told by a friend, talk to ChatGPT like you are literally talking to an assistant, a human being assistant. And I started to do that just a little bit today after he told me. And I was like, oh yeah, this works really good. So just a little thing to think about. But yeah, Chat GPT could really help you for sure. Now, I can't go into all the details here, but I did create an episode. It's called How to Use AI to Nail Your Online Course Topic. It's episode 599. So amyporterfield.com/599, but I'll link to it in the show notes as well. So if you do want some tips on how to use AI to get that course up and running, I did create an episode around that. So I'll link to it in the show notes. Okay, so the next step. So we talked about your expertise, your knowledge, your know-how. That's quadrant one. Quadrant two is what is the challenge, the problem, the desire, the need you're going to address, and making sure that your expertise is aligned with the problem that you've identified. So we need to make sure those two are aligned. The next step is to determine your profit potential. Basically, you want to find out if that problem that you want to solve based on your knowledge, if people will pay for it. Is essentially what you're asking here. So what I always say is, number one, are there other courses, programs, coaching opportunities around this topic that you want to create as a course? And if the answer is yes, then don't create the course because someone else has done it. Just joking. I would never say that. I say the exact opposite. So just so we don't get on the wrong page here, that was a joke. So basically, if you look around and there are other courses, programs, coaching opportunities around the topic you want to teach, ding, 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 that is a good thing because that means that other people are making money around this topic that you want to teach. And you only need a tiny sliver of the internet to pay attention, to buy your course for you to be profitable, like really profitable. And so, like, think of it this way. You're selling $1,000 course and just 20 people out of over 7 billion people in this world, 20 people buy it from you. My friend, you just made $20,000. So it's okay if other people are doing what you want to be doing because there's enough audience out there that you could attract your own small audience and make a killing with your digital course. So it's a good sign if other people are selling courses, programs, products, opportunities related to what you want to do. Also, are there books on the topic, popular books? That's always a good sign. Have you seen multiple posts in like online groups or forums discussing this? And have people talked about like what they've done to get the solution that they want? That's always promising as well. So just start to ask yourself, like, are people paying money to get a solution around this problem? Maybe not through specific digital courses, but maybe through other means, therapy, coaching, consulting, that's always good as well. So something to think about because you could be first to market. I never encourage my students with their first digital course to be first to market and try to talk people into something they don't even know they need. We don't need to make it that hard our first time out. So I like a topic that's already been out there. I think that's actually a plus. Now, again, you do not need to spend hours trying to figure this out. This is another great Chat GPT prompt you can create and put in there, Google search. But this is something that you definitely want to be kind of hunting and pecking around to see what you can find. So a little observation and research can go a long way. All right. And the final part of the sweet spot test is to make sure that your topic idea is something that lights you up. So this part is the easiest. So we already went over your knowledge, skill set, and know-how, where you've gotten results. We already went over challenges, problems, needs, desires that you're going to align your knowledge with. We just talked about the profit potential, making sure people will pay for something that you create. But the final one is, does it light you up? So I always tell this story because it's just like a perfect example of what not to do. Years and years and years ago, I used to teach Facebook advertising, meaning I did my own ads for years. And so then I started to teach other people how to do their own Facebook ads. Looking back now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't done that in so long. I could never teach a course on that today because I have an ads team. But back in the day, I was pretty good. I was in there doing my own ads. And people often say, like, how did you grow your email list so quickly? I ran a lot of ads in the very beginning, cheap ads. They were way cheaper than they are today. And I taught myself how to do ads. And then I started teaching other people. But I decided to create a digital course all about Facebook ads because I had like a mini one, but I was going to go full out. So I worked on this course forever and ever, and it felt horrible creating it. I didn't enjoy creating it. It was so much work because Facebook advertising changes so much. There was just like lots of changes that needed to be made even while I was creating it. Like, oh, the platform changed. Oh, this rule changed. Oh, new guideline. It was exhausting. So I hated creating the course. And then when it was done, I realized I don't want to market it. And back in the day, I used to teach you create your entire course, you record it, you edit it, you make it perfect, and then you sell it. I don't teach it like that now because I don't want you to waste any time. And I don't think all of that is necessary. Times have changed with how you create courses. You're coming in at a great time if you're thinking about creating a course today because it's so much easier. But now I teach my students how to market and sell their course, and then they deliver it after they've made money. And so back in the day, that's not how I did it. So I created the whole dang course and then realized I do not want to market this. I don't want anything to do with this topic anymore. And so months of work went to nothing. So that's why when I teach my students now how to do this, make sure the topic lights you up. Does it need to be your mission in life? No. Does it need to be the end all be all of like, it's the most important thing in your world that you're going to teach? No. You just need to enjoy teaching it because you're going to update your course. You're going to make it better over the years. So you're going to be with this for a long time. You're getting married to it a little bit. So we need to make sure we like it before we actually go out and do it. So I think that part's important. And I want you to enjoy what you're creating. So again, don't take it too seriously, but make sure you're willing to dive into this topic for a long period of time. Deal? All right. So there you have it. Let's recap. Number 1, your skills, knowledge, know-how, where you've gotten results. Number 2, struggle, challenge, desire, or need that you see in the world, align it to your skills. Number 3, profit potential. And 4, what truly lights you up. And remember, don't fall into the trap of spending hours, days, or months determining your course idea. This sweet spot test, I know I went through it quickly, but this is where you start. This will help you make that decision. And here's the thing that you have to understand. You'll never know if this is the right move for you until you get into action. So that's why when I teach my students how to create courses, we start here. So then we can start doing all the other steps that I teach in Digital Course Academy. And at one point, if you realize, wait a second, something's off here with the topic, you could quickly fix it and keep moving forward. But without a decision that you take action on, you literally will never know. So that's why I created Digital Course Academy in the way that I did. It's a step-by-step, very actionable program that allows you to recognize, wait a second, I might need to redo this part. I might need to rethink this, but you can do it quickly and keep moving forward. When you learn through a step-by-step type of program, a blueprint, it makes it easier to make a decision, take action, make a decision, take action. You get to the finish line a whole lot faster. I think that's what's very unique about Digital Course Academy. So doors to Digital Course Academy are officially open. This is where you'll get my step-by-step guidance to confidently create, market, launch, sell a digital course that's perfectly aligned with your sweet spot. So whether you're starting from scratch, you don't have an idea yet, but now with this training, maybe you have a few ideas, but maybe you don't have an audience or an email list. You're not really sure where to start. I've got you. I've got you inside a Digital Course Academy. Or maybe you're more advanced. Maybe you've created a course and it didn't work and you want to learn all my marketing strategies. They're all in DCA. Everything I do in my business to create and sell profitable courses, I teach you in Digital Course Academy. DCA is what we call it. So whether you've created a course and it didn't work and you want my help, you'll get it in DCA. Or you're more advanced, you never created a course, but you'd love to add an additional stream of revenue to your existing business, I've got you. So the thing is, I just don't want to let that brilliant idea that's in you that you don't know is there yet, or you know it's there and you don't know what to do with it. I don't want that to just sit there. I want you to take action. Let me show you step by step how to get that course created and out into the world so you can make money with it again and again and again. That's my model. You create one course, but you actually promote that course for years to come. So you're not always starting from scratch. You're not always scrambling to come up with a new idea. So visit amyporterfield.com/digital course academy To check out the program and get all the details, it's amyporterfield.com/digital course academy. If you have any questions, my team is standing by. You can just click a link on that page and they will be happy to answer any questions you may have. But if you loved this training today, but you want to get into it in even more detail, inside Digital Course Academy, I go through the sweet spot, but with a lot more detail, a lot more examples, and a lot more exercises for you to really feel confident on your idea. And then once you've got your idea, we're going to be creating that course. We're going to be putting together your marketing assets. I'm going to teach you how to sell online. Everything you need to know, no stone left unturned. That is what Digital Course Academy is all about. All right, my sweet friend, I hope I see you in the program, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye for now.